Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Sorcery. Previously, we began Act 3. Sprawling out before us is the Backlands, a savage wilderness we need to get through on our way to Mampain, where the Crown of Kings will finally await us. Still not sure exactly where Mampain is. I think I want to take this road out, because this is Lower Zaman, and I think that's where Mampain is, but more to the point, we're in trouble. Because it's not simply a matter of getting through this place. No, there are 7 magical serpents, the severed heads of a hydra. And these 7 serpents are the servants of the current owner of the Crown of Kings. And if I don't kill them all, that person will be warned, and I will have a very hostile reception when I get to Mampain. And then there's also the revelation that we're dealing with 2 timelines. See, this distinction between lush overgrowth and arid wasteland. Yeah, I'm in the past. There are pockets of the past popping up here and there. It is my understanding that the serpents will only be found in the present, but all the same, I will have to travel back and forth through time to get my way through, so let's pick things back up. You leave the main path to follow the sound. The sun disappears from view as you step into the trees. On all sides, the ancient forest looms up. The sun lowers towards the horizon. You follow the sound of blows through the trees until you come across a clearing, thick with knotted grass. On the far side stands a tall, wiry creature who wields an enormous axe. Whatever it is, it has not yet seen you. His attention seems to be focused on a nearby tree. Let's watch a bit. You stop and watch as the creature raises its axe high, and then swings it into the bark of a nearby tree. It is a woodsman, a tall, bent creature with eyes on stalks and long, pliable arms that it uses to swing between tree branches. By one tree is a discarded water gourd, presumably belonging to the creature. Pick up the gourd. I'm not sure what this thing will do if it sees me. I want to say it's going to attack me. If I cast a spell, can I read its mind? I do have a green wig, and it would be free to cast. Let's see. Yeah, T? Wait. Hello? Oh. Let's see. A bit finicky. Yeah, telepathy, read minds. Oh, skullcap, my bad. You bind the starlight into shape around you, pulling on the cloth skullcap as you do so. The thoughts of the creature are quickly loudly audible inside your head. One more, it thinks to itself, then my master will have to let me rest. I will have carried 10 trunks up this wretched hill. It's the servant of the sorceress we're on our way to see. Oh! Keep listening. The thoughts continue in a melancholy vein. I should have known better than to work for a sorcerer. Even the kindest ones are cruel, and this one is not the kindest at all. He swings his axe into the nearest tree. The trunk is so thick it barely makes a scratch. The creature sighs, swears mentally, and then your spell fails. Maybe I can help it. Approach the creature. Greetings, you cry, striding out into the clearing. The creature turns to face you, swinging the axe carelessly onto its shoulder. It looks you up and down with its prehensile eyes. Who are you? I am not a sorcerer. Well, I am, but don't let him know that. I am a traveler. Ugh, the creature replies in a deep nasal grunt. And what are you? It asks, when you are a little closer and it can focus on you clearly, reaching down as it speaks to pick up the water gourd and sling it about its neck. I am a human. Like the wizard, the creature replies, nodding. I should have guessed. Even if you do have less hair on your face, hard to tell humans apart. Oh, what wizard? The woodsman uncurls an arm and gestures up the mountainside. The wizard, he says again. Then, it seems he can think of nothing more to say, so he lowers his fingers. Do you know anything about 7 serpents? Well, why would you? This is the ancient past. No, you wouldn't know. Tell me more about this wizard. The creature pauses for thought. Nothing happens. The creature closes its mouth. The woodsman points at your blue-stained hands with a claw. I see you've been grubbing in the berries. You know they're poison, don't you? Good thing we didn't eat. Are they? No, they're not, he replies, shaking his head. Then he cracks a smile. Everything will kill you in the end. So what are you doing here? The creature regards the tree stump next to it. I was cutting down a tree, it replies. That's what I was doing. That's a fine gourd you have. The creature shrugs. If you like gourds, he replies, I have about 22. Huh. An impressive collection. Your kind is easily impressed, the woodsman replies matter-of-factly. Okay, do you know anything about the 7 serpents? The creature frowns. I don't know anything about serpents, it says. I know about beetles. As though on cue, a small insect crawls out of the bark of the half-cut tree, and the creature scoops it up with its tongue. The woodsman lifts its axe once more. The tree won't cut itself, he declares, so get out of the way so it can fall where it wants to. He begins to chop the wood once more. You nod farewell and turn to leave the clearing. Oh, it calls. If you do go to see the wizard, he says, watch your back. Okay. You walk back through the trees and rejoin the main path. The trees echo with birdsong. You push on through the trees. Nice fella. All right. The trees thin out, leaving only bare rock. The sun has almost set and the sky has turned a deep purple. It will be dark soon. All right, the summit. Yeah, looks like a wizard's abode to me. This was once, perhaps, the cone of a volcano. Now it is a wide, dusty stone bowl, but it is not empty. In the center stands a circular dwelling with a steeply pitched canvas roof. Have a little look around. You glance around the wide pit of the old volcano, but there is little to be seen. No doubt the ash mixed in the dust is what makes the forest you saw on the slope so lush and verdant. At least it seems fairly unlikely the volcano will erupt again. Cold wind claws at your skin. Make a move. The wind whistles across the top of the mountain. Okay. You approach the hut. Its walls are made of painted wooden planks, well set into the rock below. There is no temporary shack or traveler's tent. A little thin smoke is rising from the stack. Knock on the hut door, look around the hut, cast a spell, make a move. Let's just be polite. Knock on the hut door. You approach the door and knock. From inside, a wizened voice calls, "You're late." A few loose stones tumble over the sheer drop to the east and disappear. I'm thinking the wizard might think I'm the servant. Enter the hut. Intrigued by the voice's words, you open the door and step inside the low hut. Inside the hut, your vision is lost in gloomy darkness. Let us suppose, a croaking voice declares, that I am a sorceress, and you are a sorceress too. Do you know which of us is the more powerful? There is no contest. Show yourself, stranger. You are the wizard. Leave quickly. I'm gonna say there is no contest and hope that they interpret that as they are the more powerful one. You declare, "It is I." Oh. "Just so," replies the voice. A moment later, there is a snatch of music, and suddenly your legs and arms jerk upwards, then fall still. What was that? There is another burst of music, and your legs begin to kick and pirouette around. You are dancing. Stand still, just go with it. You try to hold your body still, but it is useless. It is not that your limbs are under external control, but rather the compulsion to dance, like the compulsion to sneeze, is so strong you cannot resist for more than a moment. Oh, they're casting jig, that's right. I see you are not powerful enough to counter that, the voice remarks. The music stops, and you collapse into a nearby chair. I know the spell. You hear the speaker rise and approach. A wizened, callous hand is offered. Welcome. I mean you no harm, as you can tell by my advanced age. Shake the hand. You shake the hand, expecting a trick, but none comes. Gentle light is filling the hut, and you can now see the sorceress, a woman so ancient that her features are lost within a mess of wrinkles. I know ladies can have facial hair, but didn't the creature say there was a beard? She smiles as you look at her. I could be anybody under all these years, could I not? She remarks. I could be you. Are you me? You ask, suddenly fearful. Evidently not, she replies. You are over there, and I am over here, she smiles. My name is Bria. I am a sorceress once of High Zaman, though I left that place some time ago. You are welcome. You are from High Zaman. I trained in the fortress, as all of the true sorcerers of this land do, she nods. You are worried, but please, the Archmage of the fortress was not always as he is now. Okay, about the Archmage. Can you tell me of the Archmage, you begin? She nods. Imagine, if you will, a country of great peace and prosperity, ruled over by a group of wise and powerful sorcerers and sorceresses. They tended the fields, managed the weather, healed the sick. They chose their leader by an arcane process. Any child from the land might become that leader and be taught their role from an early age. So the Archmage is their leader. Sounds idyllic. What of the crown? The crown of kings. A powerful thing, certainly, but nothing against a fortress of sorcerers working in concert. The crown was given to the human kingdoms to let them feel themselves self-governed. She sighs. Imagine the Archmage as a peacemaker, teacher, but also a thinker, a discoverer of many secrets of the stars. You look too far, this Archmage. What do you mean? I was his farseer, she says. He asked me to see further, deeper than anyone had seen before. He sought to protect the land, so I looked 1,000 years ahead. But I will not tell you what I saw. It did no good to him nor to me. She gestures you to sit down and takes a seat herself. Oh, God. So the Archmage is... Wow, okay, so we're here in the ancient past, 1,000 years ago, maybe more. The Archmage of this time is still around, huh? Okay. What future did he see? She looks uncomfortable for a moment, then decides to answer. Stranger, what future do you suppose he saw? The one you are living. You are on your way to kill the Archmage, are you not? Actually, no, Not at all. That's not my mission statement. I seek to recover the crown, that is all. She narrows her eyes suspiciously at you. Every archmage is chosen in esoteric ways, she replies, and will say no more on it. The old woman stands suddenly and goes over to a side table. Tea? Thank you. She nods and boils a pan of water by holding it between her palms for a moment. She drops a pat of goat butter in and stirs it around, then pours out 2 ceramic cups. Drink mine. You lift the cup to your lips and drink deep. It is warm and rich and refreshing. I'm healed. Now then, to business. The 7 serpents. What do you know of the 7 serpents, you ask, sipping at your tea? They are the Archmage's servants, she replies. But even they cannot travel the backlands without falling foul of its terrible curse. I see that you search for them. Do you know where they are? I have seen a few things, she answers. The earth serpent lies in wait in a fissure near the great lake Ilklala. And the serpent of time, he is the worst of the 7. Swift and all but indestructible. Okay, so we got air serpent, earth, and time. Okay, they're elemental. Great. Time serpent. Okay. So earth serpent is in a fissure near Lake Ilklala. Where's the lake? Is this it? Yeah. This looks like a fissure. Oh, the earth serpent's probably in here. Okay. Now, back to the conversation. So, serpent of time. Where is he? Does he have a weakness? Does he have a weakness? He does, though I do not know it. It is a secret known only to the marsh goblins if you can find them. You thank her. She regards you with narrow, thoughtful eyes. There is one other thing perhaps you do not know about the serpents. What is that? Some creatures in this land are accidental. They are formed by chance, but not all. Some were always intended to be. Their design is visible in the wider world. The serpents are such creatures. Their existence was predicated by the placement of the stars themselves. Okay. What the frick? Okay, so they must be extremely magical in nature. Oh. Okay, maybe there are signs of their presence here in the ancient past. We know that the serpents aren't going to be physically found in the past, but maybe the past will show clues about where they are right now in the present. I don't understand. It is a simple thing. The stars are the source of all magic, and the magic they provide defines us. There are spells for strength and speed and sleep, for death and fire and thought, and these are things all life shares. What has this to do with the serpents? She leans forward, eyes shining. There is a spell in the stars for those 7 serpents alone. Consider that the universe up there has aligned itself for their existence down here. Do you know the spell? Tell it to me. It will give you no advantage on them, she says, but it may yet be useful to you. She traces 3 curved lines on the tabletop. The spell is woven from 3 stars, from Sa, Sasara, and Syphax, and it will require a ring to shape, a ring carved in the shape of a serpent. Wait, is that the spell SSS? Okay. Show her my serpent ring. Like this one. Remarkably so, she agrees. What does the spell do? It will force the serpents to speak, to answer your questions. It will not control or destroy them, but it may yet be of great assistance. You nod once. The SSS spell has been added to your spell book. She winces suddenly. Hot tea is dripping from a crack in her teacup. Cheap pottery rubbish, she grumbles, digging up a small pot of glue from a box and repairing it. She leaves the glue pot on the table. It would not do to steal from such a lovely, lovely host, so ask about herself. Tell me more of yourself, you ask. She seems almost to blush, ancient veins lighting up for a moment like a blown coal. There is little more to know. I lived in the fortress for most of my life, but came here in my old age. She stands. I am tiring of you. You should go, she says bluntly. But first, she raises a finger and points. One more thing, the woman adds. If you are traveling to High Zaman to face the Archmage, hadn't you best know little of the higher functions of magic? Oh, what are they? Magic is drawn from the pattern of the stars. Starlight can be shaped to alter our world, like hooking the threads of a tapestry with your fingernails. But for every bend in one direction, there is an opposite bend. For every one magic, there is another that undoes it. Spells can be countered with other spells. Just so, she replies. Can you teach me? It can take a lifetime to discover the pairings and to master them, but I can show you something simple. She raises a finger adorned with a wide collection of rings. One, made of green metal, begins to pulse. But she does not fire right away. She's given you a moment to react. Green ring. Let me check out my spell book here. Okay, so I checked my spell book. I couldn't show the footage because it's playing copyright music. So a green ring allows the caster to teleport a short distance. It's the spell Zip. So I need to figure out how to counter that. Cast a spell. It says the caster is going to teleport. But even still, I think I might impress her if I counter this. So cast a spell. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. Zip. Cause teleportation. But that's the same spell. I need to figure out what to do to Yaz. Cause invisibility. No. Yap. Talk with animals. No. Something that would keep me in place. FOF. Create a force field. That could do it. DUM. Cause clumsiness. DOZ. Cause slowness. Oh, that would do it. A teleport countered by slowness. I feel like that's it. Let's see, is that everything? GUM. Create glue. Okay, that would stick you in place, but... No, I like those. Cause slowness. Wait, what was DOP? Open locks and doors? No. Okay, cause slowness. We'll try it. You weave the enchantment intended to slow the woman's thoughts, but you do not have time. Something strikes you, and a moment later, you find yourself outside the hut once more. Oh. Hey, that lied. It teleported me. Oh. You're back outside the hut. Chill winds slice at your cloak. Return to the hut, look around the hut, cast a spell, make a move. Well, she said she's tired of us, but I think she wants to give us instructions, so let's return. You attempt to open the hut door once more, but it will not budge. It seems the old woman does not wish to see you again. Perhaps you are bad luck. There is strong and generous magic here, as often occurs high up. Okay, message received. I'm not exactly gonna go and open the door, but... Is there anything that I can, cast that's special? B? I... G? Grow in size. What do I even do with that? G... O... B? Summon a goblin? Hell no. S... U... S. Sense danger. No. M... A... G. Protect from magic. Ugh, if only I had that. Yeah, well... I think we're good. We'll just leave. Look around the hut, though. You find a smooth chimney of rock carved into the mountainside, leading as straight as an arrow to the valley floor far below. Well, make a move. Wait, oh! Oh! Hello? Hello, 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 hi. Hi, that is an earth serpent. Holy crap. Okay, so they're actually going to be marked on my map as I discover them. That makes things easy. Okay, what the hell would an earth serpent weakness be? Ugh. Okay. The chimney. No, I don't want to go down there yet. No way. No way. Look at all this we have yet to explore. We are absolutely going back down. The pass. You head back over to the mountain pass. Okay, make a move. You return to the path and head back down the hillside. Back to the slopes. Wonder if that creature is still there. The slope is windswept. You trudge onwards. Night falls. You should find somewhere safe to sleep. If you keep going through the night, you'll be weaker for it. The trees echo with the chatter of insects. You push on through the trees. Oh. Okay, because I have free reign to explore as I will, sleep will not come automatically. I need to find shelter. Well, I think that's too far away. Let's head off the path. Night closes in around you as you step into the trees. On all sides, the ancient forest looms up. You return to the clearing in the woods, but it is empty now. You turn and slip away. Oh, I wasted time. Uh-oh. Okay, keep going. You follow an old road. The stars are flooding the sky. You're at the road junction once more. The idol indicates the road uphill. Rest here? No, we're nearly at the cave. Walk on. You're now walking across scattered rocks. The night air is cold, the air is like ice. Once again, you see the distinctive fishtail rock sticking up from the earth, but there is no sign of Shadrach the Hermit. The fire outside the cave has burned down to black embers. Rest in the cave. You make your way inside the cave and find a dark and safe corner. Laying your pack down on the rocks, you try to settle despite the cold. At least you have eaten once already today, so you do not need to eat again to avoid hunger. Close my eyes. You close your eyes and let your tiredness overtake you. The silence is loud in your ears. Slowly, you are understanding the true loneliness of this place. You long for human company, even the withering insults of flanker, but there is no one here. Sleep. You feel quite safe here, and you do not dream. Wow, that's a first. Okay, and we got to get through that day transition fast, because I suspect the music that plays during it will get me copyright struck. When morning comes, you step back out into the empty plain. Sunlight falls into the cave mouth, picking out the message carved on the wall. Let's move on. So I could go visit the tree. Shadrach should have just freshly turned into it. Let's move on. North, uncharted territory. You make your way over the grass-covered rocks and boulders, following the trail where you can, and scrambling the rest of the way. The air stirs a little, still cold, but at least fresh. The dusty plains have been transformed to fields, though the grass here is littered with rocks that have tumbled down from the mountain range to the east. From somewhere close at hand, a strange whistling noise catches your attention. Look for the sound. The sound is coming from the other side of a large rock. It seems steady enough, the sound of an ever-running wind. Hello. Wind, you say? Wind serpent? Peer around the rock. You peer around the rock, and a strange sight greets your eyes. Whether a living creature or a freak weather effect you cannot tell, but hovering a short way above the ground is a swirling twist of air, trapped in a cove formed by the rock. Yo. A small fly buzzes over the head of the whirlwind. A moment later, it is sucked in and disappears from sight. Look at the air funnel, try talking to the funnel, cast a spell, move on. I feel like this is signposting that this is where the wind serpent will be in the present. Damn, okay. Look at it. Is the funnel alive? Something about the way it moves suggests it is. It shuffles around the rock enclosure as though injured and looking for a way out. Okay, let's try casting a spell. If I can cast SSS, I'm gonna flip. Oh. No S's to be seen. R-A-P? Talk all languages. Talk all languages. Okay, let's try it. It's free. Grabbing the wig from your pack, you pull it onto your head and weave your spell. Then you attempt to talk to the whirlpool, but you get no response, and the whistling sound from within it is unchanged. You remove the wig once more, still puzzled. Suddenly, from somewhere above you, you hear a voice. Annalander, I bring a message. Look up. You look up and to your right, scouring the rock face until you spy a small boy, leaping from stone to stone like a goat. I bring a message from Shadrach the Hermit. Oh. What message? You call back, suspicious. The fire serpent. He's following you. He's going to attack you while you sleep. Shadrach foresaw it. The boy has scaled halfway down the mountainside now, and is just above the whirlpool in the rocks. He is about to jump. Oh, shit. No, he's gonna get sucked in. Wait. The boy hovers for a moment, 1 foot on the ledge, about to jump. His eyes meet yours. Then the rock his foot is on slips. He begins to tumble downwards. As he falls, you see him pulled through the air toward the whirlpool. I need to cast a spell, something to get him out of there. Maybe fall, but... Okay. F-I-X caused fixedness. If only I could freeze him in air. Man, we haven't seen that spell yet. S-U-S, no, I know there's danger. S-I-X. Clone the caster. Maybe I could send my clones into the world to catch him. Maybe. D-O-Z cause slowness. Now that slowness is in mental speed. I don't think it actually slows down physical movement. I think. H-U-F. Create wind. Requires a gale horn. Oh, this screams just... This is the solution. Fight fire with fire, or wind with wind, I suppose. Consulting the constellations above, you bind the spell, lifting the gale horn and blowing a loud note. The wind blows the falling boy sharply backwards, away from the whirlpool. He lands a little way down the path, momentarily stunned. Then he is back on his feet and running towards you. Thank you, he breathes. What is that thing? Just tell me your message. Unsympathetic to a sudden rescue from certain death. Shadrach told me everything, he says. He checks things off of his fingers as he speaks. The fire serpent doesn't like sand. The water serpent doesn't like oil. And the moon serpent... The boy racks his brains. Is scared of the dark, dislikes the light, can only be killed once a month? Oh. Oh, can only be killed once a month. I hope it's not that, but let's try it. He's scared of fire, the boy replies, remembering... They're strange beasts, these serpents. Oh my god. Fire is weak to sand. Water doesn't like oil. And the moon serpent hates fire, so I can just cast a fireball at it. Oh, that's easy. But sand. Oh, that is trickier. Anything else? The boy shrugs. Only good luck. He says you will need it because the Archmage will want to kill you very fast once you reach the walls of Mampain. He pales. I don't think that was part of the message. And with that he is gone, running away out of sight and into the mists of the plain. Wow. Okay. So the fire serpent's gonna come to me, huh? Huh. Approach with the funnel. Try talking to the funnel. Let's just move on. You move away from the whirling air. Whatever it is probably best left unexplored. The path leads in two directions from here. Ah, the tower. Yeah, let's check this thing out. You head out across the prairie. The rising winds tug at your hair and cloak. You reach the shadow of the tower you spotted while climbing down the cliff. Its sides are too smooth to be natural, and yet there are no stones or brickwork. It is like a gigantic game piece carved from a single block of stone. Thick grip reed curls up and around the tower like wool around a bobbin. Beyond it, a river rushes past. Grip reed. I died to grip weed in Kare. Okay. Tug the gripweed? You give the gripweed shoot a sharp tug. The plant is tough as rope and seems to be firmly anchored into the stone of the tower. Climb up. The weed seems to grow all the way to the top. Quickly, you grab the gripweed and scramble up the outside of the tower. The roots of the thick plant offer plenty of footholds, and the ascent is easy enough. Soon you are hauling yourself over the battlements onto the top of the tower. Oh man, what a telescope. You stand atop the tower. The wind across the grassland throws your hair into your eyes, and the ground seems like an endless green sea far below. But the top is not empty. Indeed, there is barely room to stand. Most of the floor space is taken up by a large brass contraption that has been built into the middle of the roof. Check out the view. From here you can see all the way from the low mountains in the east to the cliff face that curves round to the south and west, and the rushing river that splits the land to north. Look towards the mountains, or the cliff. You look back at the cliff face down which you came. For a moment you seem to see a line of steps leading down the slope past a dark smudge. It is the cave mouth you saw earlier. Okay. Let's actually look at this. The tower was clearly built to house the brass contraption in the center of the turret. You look it over with curious interest. A large brass cylinder. It is set into a bearing in the center of the tower, and protrudes a short way over the battlement. It is rather like one of the chief mage's telescopes, but why would anyone set such a complex device out here in the wastes? Look through it. You crouch to look through the cylinder, but find you cannot, as it has no eyepiece. The near end disappears unbroken into the brass mounting of the device. The bearing underneath the cylinder looks as though it might allow the contraption to move. Furthermore, set in the central dome is an impressive-looking blue crystal. Look at it. The blue crystal is not a gem you recognize. It pulses with a small interior glow, as though something lived inside. Okay, don't take it just yet. Let's move the cylinder. You push the cylinder, and it swivels around the top of the tower, moving quite easily as though recently oiled. Nothing else appears to happen, however. Okay, let's see what spells we can cast. Maybe it's some sort of contraption I need to magically activate. F-O-G, summon darkness. F-O-F, create a force field, no. S-U-S, sense of danger, no. M-A-G, protect from magic, no. Well, I might want to do that if I plan on taking out the crystal. Oh. Okay, nothing for D, and I'm hearing crackling. That is odd. Huh. Okay, take the crystal? Oh. You touch the crystal, but as your fingers brush the glass, something happens, and you feel yourself whipped up into the air as though catapulted. For a dizzy moment, you seem to stare down at the entire land of Batubak. Then a moment later, you are back on your feet, head reeling, but feeling curiously powerful. Oh, it's a bird-eye view, huh? Touch the crystal again. You reach out to touch the crystal again, only to catch yourself. The blue crystal in the contraption is flashing brilliantly, and then suddenly the cylinder ignites with a thick beam of syrupy light. The beam floods across the landscape, cutting through the mists and warping the view like a heat haze. Oh, hey. Oh, hello. The land in the light of the beam has changed. It seems the magic you witnessed earlier is happening again. Look at the beam. Careful not to touch the light, you examine the beam. It seems to come into focus a few cubits from the edge of the tower, and then floods outwards, changing the very color of the air as it goes. On the ground, you see dusty sand beneath its light, with grass growing on either side. This must be the beacon that Shadrach mentioned. Adjust the beam. Oh, hello. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, this is... Okay. Okay. There are things happening. Right, so I can now manually direct where and when things are. Right, so what is most obvious to me here is that I can shine the light right here to make that bridge appear, letting me cross aside this chasm. But if I do that, I will not be able to shine a light on this tower, which I can then use to, light up more of that land. I can only reach so far. It looks like there's a town and a farm. Oh my god. There's so much to explore, but I have a time limit, man. I'm racing against these snakes. And also I see that the cave that we passed, the very tantalizing cave, it's now occupied. I see it's covered in a tarp. And when I shine the light on the ancient past that is on its own lit up, I return it to the ancient wasteland. And I can shine a light on the cliff face, though I don't see there's really a difference. Oh? Wait, no. When I shine the light on the cliff face, the faces on it, the symbols on it are more well defined. Oh, man. Okay, tell you what. We're gonna start with this. Yeah, we're gonna start with this. We're gonna go back and check out that cave. Anything could be in there, including a serpent. You adjust the beam around its track, sweeping light over the land below. Look again. The view is now partially lit with the beam from the tower, and a different land appears in its light. Birds fly, gentle wind stirs pollen in the haze. Let's climb down. With the beacon blazing away, you swing yourself over the battlement once more. After an uncertain moment, you find the gripweed and clamber swiftly down. Okay, excellent. You scramble down the tower and drop the last few feet to ground level. Leave. South of here, the grand roads run from west to east across the plain. Okay, I can see the path of the light clearly. Oh man, this is just the coolest. Okay, we'll try and cut a direct path, I think. You walk on across the prairie until you join an old road. The sun is hot now. You step off the well-paved road and cut across the grassy fields that have somehow replaced the plain that was here before. The mid-afternoon heat floods the valley. You crest a low rise and look down across the grass, offering something of a view. Look south. Looking south, you can make out a tree, and to the east... east. Alright, make a move. I feel hungry. I have to be sure to eat. You make your slow way across the verdant grassland. The sun is beginning to lower. The air begins to cool. This, then, is the pit of the Backlands. It is not as fearsome as you had expected, or maybe the sludge and grime of Kare has toughened your resolve. Indeed, in this strange magical light, it is almost pleasant. You march onwards. Here we go. Once more, you enter the shadow of the cliffs that surround this place. Days are short out here. The evening is drawing in. Soon it will be dark. The grass meadow ends by the cliff base, and the carved stone steps that lead from the backlands. Climb the steps. Halfway up. This better be worth it. You clamber up the carved rock. Then about halfway up, you pause to rest near the entrance to a cave. Look at it. The cave is clearly inhabited. A cloth hangs across the opening. Enter the cave. Ooh, you push back the cloth hanging and enter the cave. I see cave drawings. Welcome, murmurs a voice from the shadows at the far end of the space. Hello? You hear footsteps padding forward over sand, and then a shambling figure appears. A woman with crazed white hair wearing rags of animal skin. You, she says with a quiet laugh. I had no idea I would see you again. The voice is old and cracked, and you do not recognize it. Is this Bria? Do you know me? Oh. Of course, she replies. You have not changed a bit, where I was so young. With that, she steps forward once more, coming into the thin moonlight at the entrance of the cave. She is an old woman, bent almost double, but with shining, intelligent eyes. You do not know her face. Elthera, she says. My name. Oh God, maybe I'm somehow supposed to meet her later. Time is relevant, but I do not know you. She cocks her head and frowns. But I know you, I am sure of it. Her eyes search your face for some pity, and her smile begins to fade. Or perhaps I am mistaken. Perhaps I do not recognize you. You reply with kindness. Perhaps, she replies sadly. It has been many years, after all. She shrugs sadly. But welcome all the same. Perhaps you are thirsty. From a corner of the cave she produces a jug, which has been catching water dripping down the stone. Thank you. She pours you a cup and you drink gratefully, and quickly feel thoroughly refreshed. Can you tell me about the 7 serpents? The old woman looks surprised. 7 serpents? Suddenly her face is alive with activity, and she hobbles back into the depth of her cave, returning a moment later, clicking her fingers. I have seen this in the stars. About 7 serpents turn their fate of a woman, and about that turns the fate of the world. But I thought the 7 serpents were stars, she points, up there. The 7 serpents are real. They are most powerful, she replies. They are all but indestructible. If you see one of these serpents, stranger, I believe that you must run. The serpents have weaknesses. They can be defeated. She tilts her head. Such bravery, such foolishness, she murmurs. You must know them to kill them, but to know them is to be killed by them. She shakes her head, and the whole land turns on this, so the whole land must surely fall. What is going on here? This land is lost, she replies. The very soil has been cursed, and all who walk upon it are victim. I stay in my cave now, but it doesn't do much good. The woman coughs. You are a sorcerer, are you not? I am a student of magic, at least. She nods. There is a secret known only to the most powerful sorcerers in this land. The sorcerers of the fortress know it, I am sure, but they have tried to keep it secret. Would you like to hear it? Indeed I would. Elthera nods in return. It is said, you see, that sorcery is unstoppably powerful. The sorcerers tell us that magic controls the world's very warp and weft, that once woven, a spell cannot be unwound. The claim is bold, but I have learned it is also untrue. So magic can be undone. Magic, some magic, perhaps all magic, can be countered just as the parrying blade can stop a sword. I have discovered one such counterspell already. The spell of healing opposes the enchantment of the fireball. I believe if one can recognize the spell being cast, and one knows the form, then one can prevent that spell with the cast of the other. The counterspell has been recorded in your spell book. Oh, that is glorious. Wow, I would never have guessed that one. Damn. I will try it. She nods. I hope in doing so you do not get yourself killed, she says. Okay, so why do you live in a cave? I told you, the curse is in the soil. The woman sits down quite suddenly in a state of some despair. Look around the cave. You glance around the cave. Althera has a few possessions to speak of, but your interest is taken more by the dust that covers the floor. Stone dust can be very valuable for magic. The woman murmurs softly to herself. Useful for more than that, the fire serpent abhors pocket sand. Gather up the dust. You scrape together a handful's worth of stone dust between your palms and slip it into your money pouch for safekeeping. Go over to her. You approach her, hoping to console her, but she does not react to your presence. She does not even blink. The woman's third eye seems to glow momentarily. She has a what? You step away from the old woman and look about for where to go next. Then, quite suddenly, she grabs your leg. I will find them, she hisses, but it will take some time to search. Come back. Then her eyes roll up into her skull. I think she's gonna psychically look for the serpents. Deeper into the cave. Stepping carefully past the catatonic woman, you make your way further into the back of the cave. After a narrow passage, it opens out to reveal a wide space lit by torchlight. The walls are covered with scratched writing, curious symbols and glyphs, all in the same shaky hand. A tangle of ropes lies in one corner. A little dust trickles from the ceiling. Look at the glyphs. Intrigued by the writing, you look over some symbols. They are a mixture of star signs, letters, numbers, and shapes you do not recognize. There is no order. It is as though their scribe them was desperately trying to capture as much as possible of a dream before it was forgotten. The results are quite indecipherable, especially in the near darkness, and barely any spaces left, only one patch of blank stone near the base of the wall. Some of the glyphs on the wall are split, you notice, by crazed cracks in the stone. Let's try casting a spell. If I can light it up, that'd be nice. Yes, S-U-N. Create light. You wind the stars into order around you until the sun jewels start to give off magical white glow. The glow picks out details on the glyphs and carvings of the wall, letting you read several much more clearly. The bridge will fall and the river become a chasm, reads one. Alright, we've seen that come to pass, so we can verify the integrity of these predictions. You find another that reads, the blood candle must not be lit. Okay. You pick out another. Do not eat from the larder of Throg. With that, your spell fades and your jewel falls dark once more. Oh God, I'm gonna have to like freaking start writing things down. There is a lot to keep track of here. So we need to think about the sham and the sleepless ram. Look at the blank stone. You squat down to look at the blank stone, but see nothing. It is natural rock, only remarkable because every other surface has been etched or carved. Above the blank section is drawn a rude outline of a snake, followed by a hand and 2 vertical lines. Oh. You turn your attention to the cracks in the walls themselves. It is as though the cliff itself is slowly shearing apart. One crack in particular spiders the ceiling and threatens to bring down the roof. Looking more closely, you see why. It is filled with a seam of some soft metal, which is slowly wearing away. Dig out the metal? Well, this just sounds suicidal. Let's do it. You dig at the metal seam with your sword. It is worthless tin and comes away easily. Oh. There's a noise like rumbling, thundering. The stones above shift perceptibly. Quickly you put your sword away before you bring the rocks down on your head. And the ropes? You go over to the bundle of rope and unravel it to discover it is in fact a sturdy rope ladder. You bundle it up and put it into your pack. Ooh, that's neat. Okay, anything else I can cast? R-O-K. Turn to stone. How would I even turn to stone here? Let's save the stone dust. I need to save as much as I can. F-O-G. Create darkness. No. S-U-S? No. H-O-W. Now I know where safe passage is. I think that might be it. F-A-R. See the future. Requires a crystal orb. Ugh, I wish. Well, alright. You head back out of the cave, avoiding a cascade of small stones from a crack in the ceiling as you go. Okay. You return from the rear of the cave. The light from your sun jewel pulses twice and fades. Althera is still here, squatting in one corner and rocking quietly. Ask her about the glyphs. She shakes her head slowly. Too much to see, she murmurs. Not enough space. Her voice fades once more. You leave the old woman to her mumblings. Okay, I have a thought. I have a thought. I did a think. I feel like I need to now go back to the spotlight thingy and return this cave to the present, and I can come back here and find carvings showing what Althera has seen. I feel like when she says come back, that's what she means. But the cave is going to collapse. If I go all the way there, move the light, and then come back here, I'm going to find that the cave has collapsed, and maybe Althera would have died. So I'm thinking maybe I go back here, I cast a spell to petrify the tin in the ceiling to solidify it maybe. So I'm going to try that. I hope that's the logic here. R. Okay. Turn to stone. You craft the spell across a handful of stone dust, and you feel the potential of magic entering into your palm. You have a few seconds to decide what to do with it. Toss the stone dust onto the metal in the crack. Yeah, I did a think. You toss the stone dust at the soft metal that fills the stone crack. It bonds instantly, and soon the cracks themselves have turned to stone, healing the join. Whether this will be enough to protect Althera's home, you cannot be sure. Hell yeah! Oh, I am the smartest and cleverest. Oh, this game's awesome. Alright. Let's head to the mouth of the cave. You step out of the cave on the stairs. The view below is quite giddying. You are one step from plunging to the pit floor. The steps continue in both directions, otherwise you could return to the cave. Oh my god, my head is swimming. Alright. I've decided that Act 3 here is even better than Act 2. Look. Act 1, Lushamutanti Hills, was fun, but it just seems so incredibly basic at this point. My god. It feels like that was over in a heartbeat, and just the most simple things happened, and like there were a few interesting bits. Then Act 2 came, and good Lord in heaven, wide as a puddle but deep as the ocean. And then here, Act 3 seems to be wide as the ocean, deep as the ocean. And this new lore about the sorcery, sorcery, man, that is what this franchise here, this adventure, that is the name of this. And the door has been blown wide open to the complexity of this setting. The stars are a mirror of what happens down here, and everything is intertwined, and you can counter spells and this freaking time travel. Okay, well, this video is going on a bit long. So here's what we're going to do next time. We're going to go back to the tower. Maybe I could pass here. Maybe. I don't know. We'll go to the tower. We'll shine it, I think, on... Yes, on this. And we'll try and find a way on our own across this bridge. And we can get to this tower and we can shine a light, but... friggin' goodness knows what the hell is going to happen here. And then we can go across up here, find our way down. So, marsh, right? The marsh goblins know where the time serpent is. Oh my god. There are 1,000 things to keep track of. The larder of Throg, sleepless ram, the freaking... Oh boy. It's a lot, and I love it. I'm Zephyr the Jester. This has been the ever-lovely Sorcery. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you next time. So until then, please, take care.